Good morning, everybody. I'm just going to grab some coffee, and I'm just out here looking around at some of the plants. Light is very bright. I'm not sure how well it'll show up on film because it's so bright, actually. Now, these guys on this rack over here aren't getting a lot of light right now, but they will be later on. Still lots and lots of growths and flower spikes. I notice the little phals that are hanging over here, flower spikes. That one really likes that piece of wood now. Yeah, it is. That's a flower spike as well every day. That's going to be a pretty one too. I move too fast. I know it. I should stop and let everybody look at the plants. Anyway, they're doing really, really well. Maxillaria is doing great. Look at the growth on this one. It's got 2 or 3, 1, 2, 3 new shoots. Really happy. Dendrobiums and Cyclia. Loving the sunshine. Vanda. Dendrobium aggregatums. They're getting a lot of bright, bright light. It's cooler over here by the window. I'm giving them water occasionally, but no nutrients. Vanda just seems to love all the water. I'm letting it drink anytime it wants to. It'll have a drink. Dendrobium still trying to bloom. Still blooming beautifully. And the Hoya doing great. But everybody's doing really, really good. Still lots and lots of blooms. Dendrobiums are just blooming and blooming and blooming. Wow, I didn't realize they bloomed so much, but just non-stop blooming. And they're putting out more. They're putting out more spikes. Ones that have already bloomed are now putting out second spikes. It's been remarkable. Sherry baby, I've got to get this one repotted. It's growing out of the pot and has some new shoots I've noticed down there, and it's going to get even bigger. It dropped the blooms from the old spike finally. Hasn't absorbed the spike yet, but it has another big, big, big spike opening up here, climbing up. Cats are getting big and putting out flower spikes also. Dendrobiums spiking. Everybody's just doing so well. Color looks really, really good on them. Oh wow. Double flower spike on that one. Look at that. Beautiful. I haven't had any insects or bug issues with any of them that I've brought in. Everybody's done really, really well. I found a tiny little snail on one of the mother-in-laws back here behind me, but other than that, nothing. So, all the little phals up here, all little spikes popping out, doing really, really well. Sorry for the quick movements. Pretty little bloom opened this morning. What a pretty one. It just really has loved that piece of wood. Beautiful root growth. Everybody's doing great. Just the ones that have new shoots and canes and bulbs and leaves coming out, I'm feeding and feeding and feeding, just like I was outside. Not a whole lot different. This one I'm very proud of. This is Brassavola nodosa crossed with move that bud out of the way. Crossed with Moss Major times Moss Remor, I believe it was. But this plant was in red oak, and I took it out during the summertime and a couple of months back, and look at beautiful bloom on it. What a pretty bloom. And notice it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 more flower spikes coming out back here too. It was in red oak, and I took it out of the red oak, and it actually is in this wooden basket with a handful of lava rock. That's all that's in there is just some lava rock, and it has just gone crazy in there. Just loves it. Dendrobium speciosum, look at the big growth on that. Everybody is growing. Growing, growing, growing. This one's doing great. Lots and lots of new shoots. I keep pulling them up, tucking them in, wiring them up to keep them vertical right now. But it's not having any pH issues anymore, so it's just growing and growing and growing. Roots just keep coming out and keep climbing down the holes, and you can't overwater it, so it's wonderful. I can let it sit and soak anytime I want to, and it just loves it. It just seems to love it. But look at the growth on that one. Lots of new growth still, a few sheaths coming in the future. New growths, new growth. Big beautiful new leaf on that one. So happy about that. Everybody just looks great. Just a quick glimpse at a handful of plants. I need to get my my little cart and stick it in here one afternoon and start pulling plants out and go over them. Some of them I've got a couple of issues with. Mainly they're cosmetic more than anything. But really, everybody's doing great. Really happy with them right now. I'm feeding, like I said, several times a week, and making sure that they have plenty of calcium around them. Putting the dolomitic lime on them and making sure they're getting sprayed with CalMag, or there's CalMag in their mix, calcium in the mix as well. So this is ooh, sorry about the quick movements there. Sorry. That's the Oncidium Twinkle that I got at the show. I mounted it on this piece of wood, and it's got some cocoa fiber strapped around it to hold in some moisture as the roots get going. But its spike is still coming out, getting bigger and bigger and branching. Just beautiful, just beautiful. The growth on the back is getting bigger too. I'm very happy about it. It's getting really large, so I think this one's going to do real well, really well. Anyway, quick glimpse at a few. They're doing great. Thank you for all the kind words. Jan's doing great. I gave an update I gave an update about her earlier. I will again. She had chemo on Monday. Today is on Wednesday, so yesterday she took her day off yesterday also and rested and slept after a day of chemo. And today she's back at work, so she is incredibly amazing. Has a lot of strength and endurance, and it's just been amazing, everybody. And she feels wonderful. So thank you for all the kind thoughts, the prayers, the messages, the cards. Thank you for all of it. She reads it, listens to it, hears it, sees it, and she'll be on, I'm sure, to thank everybody in person one afternoon. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.